this. I've been looking for it for a little while. When we have nothing left to give, and we are sure that the song has ended. When one day seems over and the shadows fall and the darkness of night has descended, where can we go to find the strength to valiantly keep on trying? Where can we find the hand that will dry the tears that the heart is crying? There's but one place to go, and that is to God. And dropping all pretense and pride, we can pour out our problems without restraint and gain strength with Him at our side. And together we stand at life's crossroads and view what we think is the end. But God has a much bigger vision, and He tells us it's only a bend. For the road goes on and is smoother, and the pause in the song is a rest. And the part that's unsung and unfinished is the sweetest and richest and best. So rest and relax and grow stronger. Let go and let God share your load. Your work is not finished or ended. You've just come to a bend in the road. We've come to a lot of bends in our road, but they've always led to higher ground, and we're thankful for that. We're looking forward to eternity together. A boy's essay on anatomy. This is quite a story. Your head is kind of round and hard, and your brains are in it, and your hair on it. Your face is the front of your head, where you eat and make faces. Your neck is what keeps your head out of your collar. It's hard to keep clean. This is an 8-year-old boy doing this. Your shoulders are sort of shelves where you hook your suspenders on them. Your stomach is something that if you do not eat often enough, it hurts. And spinach doesn't help it much. Doesn't help it none. Your spine is a long bone in your back that keeps you from folding up. Your back is always behind you no matter how quick you turn around. Your arms, you got to have to pitch with. And you can reach the better. Your fingers stick out of your hand so you can throw a curve and add up arithmetic. These words are all spelt wrong, of course, an 8-year-old boy. Your legs is what you have not got. Your legs is what if you have not got two of you cannot get to first base. Neither can your sister. Your feet are what you run on. Your toes are what always gets smashed or stumped. And that's all there is of you, except what's inside, and I never saw any of that. Kind of cute, huh? Okay. A suit, the fit for a Canadian minister. It's rather interesting. 5 years have passed since I last showed up at work wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. Now, I don't know how many of these you've listened to, but this is by Andrew McChesney, who is a journalist in Russia and has been for 10 or 12 years. Long time. He's been in Russia, but he's an American. That day, my boss popped in unexpectedly with a television crew, looking for a backdrop for an interview. Seeing his designer wear, I realized that if the crew had come to film me, I was unsuited for that camera. I determined to dress for any emergency, any uncertainty. This plan collapsed on a recent afternoon when I received a surprise phone call from the Canadian Embassy. The press attaché announced that Canada's International Trade Minister, Ed Fast, was visiting Moscow and could meet with me at 5:15 for an interview. Moreover, she said, I could attend a reception with a delegation of 30 Canadian business leaders accompanying the minister on his visit to Russia. I looked at my clothes: black slacks, a white short-sleeved shirt, and black shoes. Surely my outfit is acceptable, I thought to myself. Even jeans would be fine after all. No one expects journalists to dress up. But I also wondered whether I would look presentable to the company that I wanted to keep. I looked at my watch. It was 3 o'clock. If I drove straight home, changed, and headed for the Canadian Embassy's residence, I might make it on time. I raced for the car. The traffic jam seemed worse than usual. My car engine overheated as I sat with air conditioning blowing furiously, trying to keep sweat free on a scorcher of an afternoon. Steam billowed out from under the hood. While we waited to reach the intersection, the driver stalled beside me, excitedly pointed toward the steam. I reluctantly flipped off the air conditioning and opened a window. 20 minutes later, I got lost, trying to find the address, and when I found it, I couldn't locate a parking spot nearby. I arrived at the Canadian Embassy's residence with 5 minutes to spare, and I was wearing my best navy blue suit and a bold burgundy tie. A Canadian diplomat welcomed me with a tinge of sympathy, saying Mr. Fast was exhausted and had decided to take a nap. The interview was scheduled for 8:30 p.m. An hour later, at the reception, I chatted with multi-millionaire Canadians and suntanned Russian government officials, exchanging business cards and learning about their work. The interview with Mr. Fast capped the evening. I rejoiced that I had dashed home to change. All the men at the reception wore suits and ties, and they readily spoke with me, a mere journalist, because I looked like them. I hadn't needed the suit and tie to get into the ambassador's residence. The invitation had been enough, but the clothes I wore allowed me to stay for the reception. Suddenly, I felt like the man in Jesus' parable of the wedding feast in Matthew 22. But when the king came to see the guests, he noticed a man there who was not wearing wedding clothes. He asked, "How did you get in here without wedding clothes, friend?" The man was speechless. Then the king told the attendant, tie him hand and foot and throw him outside into the darkness, where there be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are invited, but few are chosen. Verses 11 to 14. Now is the time of the wedding feast, the investigative judgment. The king is looking to see if we are clothed with the righteousness of Jesus and can remain at his feast. Am I ready to rush home or sit in traffic to gain this robe of righteousness? Or do I not care about a transformation of character and interested only in eating the king's bounties? Here's what I decided. The only way to be prepared for any occasion is to always wear a suit and tie. I might feel uncomfortable at first, but the attire will eventually become part of who I am. Only then will I be allowed to stay at the King's Feast. Andrew McChesney is a journalist in Russia. Quite an interesting young man. I find him quite interesting to listen to. God bless you.